The Intergovernmental Committee of Senior Officials and Experts for West Africa has conducted on Thursday following an intensive 3-day session. The IAC Convergence is an annual statutory event meant to discuss economic and social developments in the sub-region and make relevant policy recommendations to consider at the joint ECA African Union meeting of African Ministers of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Savita Koli reports.
The closing session of the Intergovernmental Committee of Senior Officials and Experts for West Africa (ECA) saw a host of recommendations from experts on policy dialogue and key regional initiative of the ECA for West Africa. Ngone Job, Regional Director of the UN Economic Commission for the West African sub-region, highlighted some of the takeaways from the 3-day interactive session.
Listening to you, hearing from you, engaging with you, we've noted some of the silent issues that our member states are facing, but more importantly, our collective determination to address them within the CFTA context and taking the latter as the anchor for transformational change. Not only we've done that, but we also went together and with you, being the driving force as a representative of our member state, to actually see how do we turn into more milestones some recent initiatives, including the Made in West Africa as demanded by our countries, by our leaders, requesting ECA, ECOWAS and EMOA to make it happen.
The Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, Julde Cisse, encouraged member states to operationalize the agreements of the African Continental Free Trade Area.
I believe that the AFCFTA is a laudable continental initiative which is meant to enhance economic and social development of the continent. I therefore encourage member countries to operationalize the agreement so as to optimize its potential and already alluded by the director to unlock those potentials, especially the most vulnerable, the women and the youth. Additionally, there is the need for trade integration, collaboration and partnership among member states, as well as alignment and harmonization of national policies and procedures in tandem with the agreement to allow smooth implementation of the agreement.
The global health crisis triggered a serious economic turndown, leaving many countries initiating measures and strategies to rekindle trade and integration policies, with the theme leveraging the implementation of the AFCFTA to build resilience and sustainable economics in West Africa in the COVID-19 era, with the theme leveraging the implementation of the AFCFTA to build resilience and sustainable economics in West Africa in the COVID-19 era. The 24th ICE for West Africa Banjul session is expected to provide the opportunity to launch the Made in West Africa initiative, a key recommendation of the regional IGO and private sector forum.
At this juncture, I take the opportunity to call on the strong collaboration between all sub-regional bodies, ECOWAS, ECA, UMRA, to strengthen the integration process for the AFCFTA for the population of all the member states. I urge all on this note to take note of the outcomes and the recommendations of the meeting to be implemented accordingly.
Despite the pandemic, not only we implemented the recommendation, your recommendation, but we were able to actually take further some of those emerging issues due to the pandemic within the agenda for recovering, economic recovery. And of course, trying as much as possible to take further some of the initiatives on the results achieved last year.
Among the key recommendations was the effective implementation of the ECOWAS protocol on the free movement of persons across the sub-region by creating non-trade barriers and to equally define appropriate strategies and actions to reach out to the youth and women in the most remote areas to develop their capacities for inclusive and sustainable development.